Dreading matches on the road to Old Trafford glory, and the fifth meeting between these two sides this season. Playoff game number 154 since it all started in 1998. Jack Smith is the referee, Chris Kendall is the video referee, and the 2023 Betfred Super League playoffs are about to get underway, courtesy of the boots of Gareth O'Brien. And one thing's for sure that we've learned this season, great kick-off taken well in the end by Lewis, and here is King. There's no love lost between Hull KR and Leigh.
Absolutely not, Stuart. Even when Leigh, through Ben Reynolds, came out early to practice some conversions, some attempted two-pointers, the crowd right in front of us as we watch on our monitors and TVs at home, we're barracking Ben Reynolds. It is a hostile environment, but the job for the Leigh Leopards is to quieten that crowd down and negate that 14th man, and Edwin Apape is trying to do just that.
What a shot there from Apape, and here is the King. And it's been a fast and ferocious opening to this playoff game, but just what you'd expect from playoff rugby as Schneider gets the kick away. Paul Wholey, you've experienced this, you've experienced winning and losing in the playoffs. How important are these opening stages to put down a marker?
Yeah, absolutely, put down your marker through your defence really, and Leigh have done just that. I think it's a great opening start for Leigh through the defence, and Ipapi leading the way, so yeah, the start's massive.
So the first set for the Leigh Leopards, appearing in the playoffs for the very first time. What an achievement that is. Jack Hughes, former Warrington captain, played at Old Trafford for the Warrington Wolves. Pape again, and what a season Tom Amon has had, and what a season Robbie Mulhern has had, and two good charges from the two props for the Leigh Leopards. Quick play the ball again, and a little chip forward, but it's well taken by Walker. Good positioning from the fullback, but a decent opening set. A settler for both Rovers and Leigh.
You say that, Stuart, but the tempo of this game already, you see the Leigh Leopards through some surging charges, 8 and 10, Amon and Mulhern gaining some ground. A kick on the last, and look where Hull KR are trying to get out of their own end. They might try, and they might have to resort to early kicks and trying to earn some territory through the defence.
Here's Kenny Dowell. Here is Schneider. They go wide, and Walker looks for a way through. Jack Walker, who's played his 5th consecutive game for KR, and Schneider again with a high teasing kick. It's allowed to a bounce by O'Brien, and under pressure just manages to stay in. Lewis Senior was quick to it, but a bit nervy from the Leigh Leopards fullback.
It was a shallow kick, wasn't it, from Hull KR? You'd like to think that was deliberate. You'd like to think that they want to put pressure on that back 5 division. Just Charlie trying to gain ground, and with a high kick, with a shallow kick, it gives the chasers time to put pressure on the catchers.
I have to say, the first time that we've seen Leigh Leopards in the playoffs. For KR, the first home playoff since way back in 2009, when Justin Morgan was the coach. Here's a Pape. Lachlan Lamb goes to the skies, and it's taken eventually by Lewis Senior.
Good chase though, wasn't it, from the Leopards? They're all on the same page. And the lads in the studio talked about the responsibility of Lachlan Lamb. You can see the home record of Hull KR. They love to play at home, and then that's not a bad record as well for the away team, Leigh Leopards. They'll fancy the chances. It is as even as you get in these playoffs. You can see everybody beating everybody else, but in terms of Lachlan Lamb, he's got to think clearly and act decisively. That's what his team need from him.
Well, they won 7 away from home, plus the magic weekend, and here is Matt Parcell on the last, just inside the Leigh half of the field. Mikey Lewis under pressure from Mulhern. Good kick away, and it was well taken. Had to be, and was, from O'Brien.
I expect Hull KR to go to their left. Leigh Leopards right, put some pressure on Tom Briscoe under the high ball, make him work hard.
There's a little lull in the atmosphere here. Rovers, of course, putting 50 points on the Leigh Leopards only a month ago in that amazing Super League game here. Leigh was 30 points up, weren't they, at half-time? It was Hull KI were wrong, 30 off at half-time. There was no way back for the Leopards after that. A parpay again for Lachlan Lamb, and I think it's fair to say steady away from both sides in the opening 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's interesting that Parcell, he's right up there in the tackle count for Hull KI. I think it's more Leigh getting at him, certainly through Amoni, who's been strong in his carries. And here's that joy we spoke about and the chaos that Hull KI like. See how quickly we're off the mark.
You're in front. Here, Matt. You know what it is, Matt. Yeah, you're in front of the last play of the ball. You're downtown, you can't get involved in that play.
Matt Parcell.
I think it's for obstruction, isn't it?
Is it not the downtown rule?
We were talking about it in the On the Bench podcast. Anybody what's not sure what the infringement is there, tune into the On the Bench podcast.
He's not gone behind the ball. He's not got behind the ball, so he's...
You're not a lover of that rule, Rose,
No.
if I can say it politely like that. Leigh are going to take the opportunity to take the 2 points. We know playoff games, they're not typically high-scoring games, so you've got to be good on your discipline and take your chances when they come.
Yeah, I think it's really smart from Leigh just to chip
So
away.
there's the downtown rule. Matt Parcell is in front of the player of the ball, and when this offload happens, there he is collecting the ball. He's not got back before they played the ball, so that's the downtown rule.
Yeah,
you don't like that?
No, because it's a difficult one, and I don't think it's cheating. It's just a consequence of somebody kicking a ball downfield. It's an old school thing when Ellery Hanley and Sean Edwards used to get offside waiting for the big boppers Iro to make the breaks, and Gene Miles.
I think what could be described as rugby league red tape.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just one of them, another grey area, isn't it? But however, it's 2 points for Leigh if he gets this over, and I think it's been a really strong start for Leigh. Like I said before, they've really picked out Parcell for making to do some defensive work there, and got some quick looks on him as well. It's been a good start.
So Ben Reynolds, just 11 points off 1,000 points for Leigh. Can we reduce that to 9 and put 2 on the board? Give the Leopards the lead in the elimination playoff. There it is, straight through the middle. A controversial penalty from a controversial law. The bottom line is that Leigh are in front by 2 points to 0.
It doesn't matter for the Leopards. And nerves of steel from that player there, Ben Reynolds. As I said, he was out before everybody else in his team. Nobody else on the field apart from him, and that stand right in front of us. Well, they did their best to put him off before the game. It didn't work during the game.
Yeah, a little silence the crowd, won't it? Every time you take a 2 points, pressure builds, a lot of pressure on OKR, so they'll be wanting to silence this big crowd.
Schneider gets us away, taken by Lamb, and here is Robbie Mulhern, without a shadow of a doubt, the best season of his career. And of course, he had 5 years here as a KR player, making over 100 appearances. But you, Barry, will appreciate what Mulhern has done this year.
Absolutely, I think he's been the best front rower in the competition. Of course, Tom Amon and Paul Vaughan, they made the dream team, but my dream team contained Rob Mulhern, and I think he's unlucky not to be in it. But it won't matter to him if he can get the win and make his way further and 1 step closer to Old Trafford, because that's what the players play for, not the individual accolades, those big nights in October at Old Trafford.
Last one. Ball will go back to Lachlan Lamb again, and yeah, it's a good point that you both make in the early stages. You feel that the pace of the game is certainly being dictated by the away side.
Well, we had Frantic Friday, didn't we? Or Frantic Finale, as we termed it last weekend. Well, you can see from the mentality and the philosophy of both sides, they're taking that emotion out of it. They're harnessing and using the energy they can provide and just making sure they're focused. Well, that player, Mikey Lewis, last week against Wakefield, phenomenal. 6 line breaks, 4 try assists, and get this, 327 metres. That's more than Terry O'Connor did in his whole career, Pikey.
I'm sure he'll be watching. 2-0, Leigh in front on halfway. I say the crowd has gone disturbingly quiet. They perhaps need to be lifted by this KR side, and the captain, Sean Kenny Dowell, has lost the ball. Has he? No, the referee would say it's a late shot downfield, and that will be a penalty to KR. Let's have a look at this. It was Minchella who was hit. Was it Robbie Mulhern, the guilty man?
Yeah, there's Minchella, just catches one from... Well, they've got to take time away from the ball players, haven't they? And Leigh Leopards are going to attempt to take that right to the line, as our whole KR, integral part, player's player, player of the year. And if you say that Rob Mulhern has been sensational for his team, well, you can say the same for Elliot Minchella. Can ball play, can run with the ball, run threat, pass threat, and a lot will go through his hands this evening.
Kenny Dowell is a real coach's player, isn't he?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Just give him some space there. He's got the offloads as well. That's the main attribute of Hull KR as a team, but certainly is Kenny Dowell. So give him the ball in space, and the rest of the team react to it and respond well.
Oh, Kane Lynette does really well. He spotted a gap, and he was nearly all the way through. Now the crowd is finding their collective voices. First chance here for the home side to perhaps put some points on the board to strike that first try. Parcell at dummy half, 3 yards away from the line. There's the pass out, good offload, Parcell again, inside it goes, and a chance for the line, Bachelor involved. Now it's Parcell once more. They come to the left-hand side, Schneider, good pass out now, it's with Ryan Hall. Can Hall find a way through, but Briscoe was there, does well. Along with Wardle. Lewis goes high towards the line, and it's well taken by Gildart. Really well done there by Oliver Gildart against the side, of course, that will be joining next year. That's a great brave take.
Good urgency from the centre, but also tremendous application in defence from Leigh Leopards, and they did ask some questions, Hull KR. It's the first time, really, that Hull KR have gone to that side. They've had a look at the line, and the Leopards have stood up and answered those questions. Good stuff.
First real opportunity from either side to score a try, but yeah, good defence from the Leigh Leopards. Mulhern, the ball playing prop, Lamb, and they will expose that right-hand edge if they can, with Gildart looking for a way through. Opicic with the tackle. Lamb, with dangerous with ball in hand. Jesse Sue with the tackle, but here's a Pape now, beats one man, wriggling away, and the ball comes out of the back door, but then it may well have been knocked on. I think it was. That was superb play from Schneider, and then from Jesse Sue, just to make sure.
Again, good hustle, isn't it? Both sides, they know the importance of defending your own line, being proud, and making sure you don't give an easy try away. And when Kai O'Donnell is looking for somebody to pass to, well, Brad Schneider, who's under pressure in defence, as Paul Rowley indicated before the game.
Yeah, I mean, Schneider, though, what, 11 games now for Hull KR, but turns out he's been an inspired mid-season signing.
Yeah, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? He's probably added that little bit of control. And Hull KR are a team that play a lot of chaos offloads. We've seen already 2 offloads from Hull KR. He provides that consistency, getting through your sets, just kicking strong every time. So he's a good mix for Hull KR, something a little bit contrasting to what they normally do.
Big problem there, wasn't there? Joe Wardle, he's had some damage, sustained some damage, still trying to take his place in the defensive line. And what does he do when he sees it? Matt Parcell, he goes, and he goes quick.
Well, the error there from KR was...
Somehow, I don't know whether his wrist goes back.
Maybe the wrist or the thumb, yeah. Minchella it was who made the error. Leigh get the ball back, and Tom Amone, midway inside the KR half of the field. Gildart. A strange feeling it must be for Ollie Gildart. Well, signed a big contract with KR, 3-year deal from 2024 onwards.
You say that, Stuart, you say that, but it's not for him. If anything, what he's going to do is show the team that he's going to how good and how competent he's going to be. His loyalty will be with the team that he's playing. He won't be holding back for next year.
That could be a big mistake, and it is. They got the ball back, and it's Lewis Senior who loses the ball in the tackle. There's the apology, but the damage may well have been done.
Yeah, there's hands in from Lamb, isn't there? But that's the second error now from OKR, so they've given Leigh field position now. So they've had one crack on that left edge, not quite nailed it. I think we'll see something a little bit more in this set 6 now when they've got good field position.
And cast your mind back, those who watched the game between Leigh and Wigan last week, early on in the match, Leigh made a succession of mistakes early in the tackle count. They were made to pay, and they couldn't claw that advantage back at the back end of the game.
Ball's out. He's kept hold, he's kept his mind, Bachelor.
The ball held in the scrum. Here is Ed Chamberlain deputising for the injured.
Watch for them setting up at the post now.
Line. Go on.
Apape, they come the short side. Jack Hughes. Very close now. The first big chance for the Leigh Leopards, the closest they've been to the KR line. Reynolds, and they will attack down that left-hand side. Ball goes inside. It's a charging run, wasn't it, from Kai O'Donnell. Quick play the ball from Gildart. O'Brien and Reynolds again. Looking to drop the ball off. He finds Jack Hughes. 2 tackles left in this set for the Leigh Leopards. 16 minutes gone in this first elimination playoff. Little short pass, and O'Brien puts the ball through, and it dived on by Bachelor, and a disappointing end to what was a promising set.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad end to a set, to be honest. I think they're building pressure. I think OKR, if they come up with another error, they're good for forced errors, Leigh, so they'll be putting pressure on through the D. And I thought I saw a warning shot with the ball back underneath, aiming her in around Bachelor, who maybe can't quite get across quick enough.
Parcell. Ball for Kane Linnett. What a player he's been, what an overseas signing he's been for KR. 5 years at the club. Mikey Lewis, left-footed, hits the night sky with a swirler. O'Brien comes out, hugely caught out. Charnley, can he get out from behind his own post? Superb experience from Josh Charnley. Well, the error from O'Brien was caught out under the floodlights, but what about that from Charnley?
Brilliant stuff, both sides of the ball in terms of the kick and how it deceived the fullback, and then the commit from Josh Charnley. To not take and accept the fact that they've made a mistake and they'll have to drop the ball out. He worked his socks off to get out and get his side on the front foot.
Gaz O'Brien, he was caught in no man's land, wasn't he? But the dangerous Apape tried to offload to Mulhern, and there is the mistake from Leigh. So this is good field position here for the home side.
Yeah, and it's round Bachelor again, and Parcell, so he's getting through some work. Parcell's taking some sting out of his attack, but obviously getting some good attacking wins.
Josh Charnley here again with 3 defenders in front of him. It was Lewis Senior who'd made the mistake a couple of minutes ago, desperately trying to make the tackle, but look at those stats from Josh Charnley. A fantastic year from him. First in line breaks, run meters. It's been a superb vintage year for the veteran winger.
Can't beat a bit of experience, can you? Incredible, yeah. 26 tries in Super League, 29 tries in all this season for Charnley. Here is Sean Kenny Dowell. Does get the offload away to Parcell, but he's going nowhere. Hughes with the tackle.
Go on. Jack, get straight out!
King. George King. Twice a grand final loser with Warrington. Hoping for better things here. Now then, Schneider will try and set them going on that far side. Here is Jack Walker. Again, good position this. Schneider. Minchella involved as always. Mikey Lewis and Kenny Dowell, but he was going down no entry sign, wasn't he? The passage was blocked. Here is Linnett, last tackle, 2-0 Leigh, approaching the midway point of the first half here at New Craven Park. Schneider again goes to the air. Charnley will challenge for it, and again that's a brilliant take, and he stays in the field of play. Well, two really big plays from Josh Charnley in the last 4 minutes.
Absolutely, and if he gets them wrong, it's a potential try against his side. One of the most difficult skills for a winger is catching the ball above his head whilst going backwards under pressure from attackers going to him.
Just having a look back, you know, you're talking about how good Charnley's been again this season. All the way back in 2010, he started his career with Blackpool Borough.
Yeah, he hasn't come the traditional route, has he? Charlie, in his early development stages, and look at where he is now.
Reynolds with a good kick, but taken well.
Josh Charnley even had a loan spell here during his time at Wigan, yeah. So he's gone the difficult route.
Mikey Lewis a dummy half, but again, every time Ryan Hall...
He's not a bad winger either, is he?
Yeah, one of the very best ever. And every time he gets the ball, it's a set restart, they're going to get another set here, KR, and they're trying to play it a lot quicker, that's for sure. But Ryan Hall has been watched very closely. Here is Linnett. Just a little bit of swing in the pressure. And who's dominating the game? It's certainly the home side, Minchella.
Joe Wardle.
Yeah, penalty.
Joe Wardle, high tackle there. You take the 2, Paul?
Yeah, well, I think they've got the reward there, haven't they, for playing quick, like you said there. I think it was Hall in the initial who got a leg tackle off Ben Reynolds. It became quick from there on in. They got the set 6, and obviously just played the ball too quick, which resulted in a penalty from Wardle there. So, yeah, chip it over, get in the game. It's 2-2 at that point. And OKR can start to build the game from here now. And
again, Paul Rowley, something you identified before the match is working those middles over. Elliot Minchella, late footwork, just catching out what we've got on the clock there. 21 minutes of intense arm wrestle. Yeah, that's that flailing arm that they're looking for. Yeah, the period the clip we showed, it was on 26 minutes, so it's like I say, it's getting to that period now where the fatigue starting to play a part in this game. So it's the arm wrestle, so to speak, should start opening up. We should see some more clean breaks, some open play.
Schneider, 29 out of 37 with the boot since he signed 3 months ago. And he was never going to miss from there, so we have a level game, 22 minutes on the clock in this first of 5 big playoff games to decide the Super League champions. Willie Peters, that's the 2 points that count. Brad Schneider has delivered. 2 apiece it is, and we're back on the air tomorrow lunchtime. Sky Sports Arena, 12:15 for a 1:45 kickoff. Saints go for 5 on the spin against Warrington. That's Sky Sports Arena, 12:15. Paul, let me ask you, if this wasn't a playoff game, would you have still gone for 2 points?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's nothing in between the 2 teams. It's been a bit of a midfield tussle, so to speak. Nobody's gained real ascendancy, so it gives them an opportunity now to just start to build the game again, to just stay in the game, and take a little bit off Leigh, and psychologically get level on the scoreboard, obviously.
Parcell is beginning to have some joy,
because he's getting fast ruck, Stuart. That's what that front foot rugby league plays into the hands of Hull KR. And as we can see on our stats, we've got 10 dummy half runs from Hull KR so far.
Here's Parcell again, and this is really good. Matt Parcell inside. What a tackle! What a fabulous tackle!
It's a forward pass.
And Chamberlain, he's given a forward pass anyway. So Rovers denied first by the forward pass, but even so, Chamberlain, that was heroic.
Disbelief and disappointment on the terraces. That's the pass from Jack Walker. Jack Smith is right in line. You can see Willie Peters thinks it's a legitimate pass. But Jack Smith right on the spot, committed and confident in his call.
It was close, Paul.
Yeah, he had Minchella on his left shoulder as well. It's probably the easier pass, nobody on him. It was close, it was a line ball, but again, right on cue, 23 minutes straight up the middle again, playing too quick. So it's a blueprint, isn't it? They've just got to kick the errors out now, and that can count as an error.
Well, that's what you were talking about before with John Wells at the touchscreen. You use the word chaos. Explain what chaos means.
Chaos for me is anything that's a little bit unorthodox. So the dummy half runs, which we've already seen, is up to 10 for OKR. Offloads, broken tackles, bumping off and returning back to find the middle areas again. So anything unorthodox, not structured, which you see so much in modern games.
2 apiece. Salford Red Devils head coach Paul Rowley with us.
And just to put it into context, that's only the 5th time that the Leigh Leopards have jumped out from dummy half. Joe Mellor onto the field, that pushes Edwin Apape to loose forward.
Yep. Senior under pressure, but watched it well. Took it well. 24 minutes gone, 2 apiece. We noticed that Joe Wardle may have been carrying a hand or a wrist injury. Well, Jenna's on the touchline and she can tell us more.
Yeah, Joe Wardle has actually come off. Joe Mellor has gone on for him. We saw him struggling out there, as you said, Stuart, with that hand injury. It's actually a thumb injury. It's heavily strapped. They're not too concerned, and he's very likely to get back on probably in that second half.
Joe Mellor gets in it. Yeah, the contact there, the thumb may well have been actually bent back.
Yeah.
Here's the offload, and here's Ryan Hall. Yeah, offloads, 8 by the home side, 2 by Leigh. Runs from dummy half, 10 from KR, 4 from the Leopards, and that was the point that Paul Rowley's been making. Charlie was never going to drop that, was he? Big hit on Josh Charlie, and Ryan Hall struggling in back play. That doesn't look too good, does it?
Well, he's up and jogging about, trying to get back in the defensive line, but the whole KR side kicking to Josh Charlie, challenging him to try and gain that ground and momentum with 4 or 5 defenders in front of him.
Here with Chamberlain. A lot of people are delighted for Ed Chamberlain. He's deputising for Zach Hardacre, but he's been kind of a nearly man, hasn't he? Not quite his first playoff game. He was 18th man in the cup final, and very much part of this Leigh side at the end of the season. And here he is again, Ed Chamberlain. Last one, just inside the Hull KR half. Lockie Lamb with a good kick, but a good take from Jack Walker. Jack Walker, by the way, the youngest player to win a grand final, just over 18 years of age, all the way back in 2017 when Leeds beat Cass.
Got a lot of potential in his early career, didn't he? Has been to Hull FC, has been to Bradford, now at Hull KR, and will then cross the Great Divide and go back to the black and whites.
Shrewd signing by Tony Smith for Hull FC.
He's had his injury problems, to be fair, Jack Walker. A player with, again, great potential and a good run of games. We'll let everybody see what he's capable of.
Still waiting for the first try of this playoff eliminator. Here is Walker, looked a little high. Okay, says the referee, on halfway. The last tackle, so it'll be Schneider who launch a swirling high kick once more, teasing O'Brien, who's certainly not been that confident at all under the high ball, but he gets away with it. The ball goes dead, but that 2 or 3 times that Gareth O'Brien has been very uncertain.
But the fortunate side for Leigh Leopards, they'll get a 7-tackle set here now. Although you would never promote letting the ball bounce, the fact that it goes over the back line, Leigh Leopards probably get an advantage because the chase wasn't there from Hull KR.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we've seen from Hull KR is they've clearly wanted to put some pressure on O'Brien, get him, and I would suggest that they're trying to get physical and put some attention his way to create some doubt for him, but the kicks haven't been accurate enough, albeit Gaz is just struggling with a little bit of breeze down there, and obviously the floodlights.
I think there's a hit after the pass. Leigh Leopards, you can see.
Yeah, Jack Hughes not agreeing with it. Let's have a look, Barry.
Yeah,
Jack Hughes it was.
It's obstruction.
There's another soft penalty given away.
And there's an obstruction in there.
Yeah.
We saw a player hit the deck, but the referee said one of those Leigh Leopards players has gone behind his own player, therefore an obstruction.
Come on, Ed.
Ryan Hall ran to collect that ball. He wasn't running perfectly comfortably. It looked like he hurt his left ankle when we saw him in back play a few moments ago. 11 minutes to half-time. 2 apiece. A penalty for Ben Reynolds and 1 for Brad Schneider. Parcell, who's got more and more influential as this game has gone ahead. Schneider inside for Kane Linner. The Leigh's defence has been really good so far, and so has Matt Parcell. He's tried to create something. That's a quick play the ball. Here is Lewis. Lewis looking for a way through. Is this the moment? Last tackle. It looked like that was Sam Lockley, wasn't it, on the last? Held right on the line. I'm not sure that was the best option, but at least Leigh pinned back on their own line.
Yeah, they just seem to be missing that final moment, don't they? Leigh down at that end, just a little bit clunky at the last couple of plays, and then obviously Sam Lockley there. It would have been much more advised giving it to Schneider and letting him put the last play in. Obviously, Mikey Lewis had been tied up. Parcell had just got tied up the previous play, so just losing the way at the back end of sets both teams and failing to put the foot on the throat at the crucial time.
Ollie Holmes on for the Leigh Leopards. They've lost 4 of their last 6, but it really is a blank sheet of paper, isn't it, when you come into these playoffs? Form and any winning run and whatever doesn't come into it. Rovers themselves, don't forget, won 5 straight to claim 4th spot. Here is Lamb. Again, targeting Lewis Senior. The KR winger takes it well. Are you surprised we haven't seen a try?
No, because playoff games are tight, aren't they? A lot at stake. You'll see an effort in defence that sometimes is missing in, week out. Super League, whether that's mental fatigue or physical damage, but you can see here with 6 again, and the speed of the play ball for OKR, that's what they're relying on, that's what they're wanting.
3 set restarts already. They are playing it a lot quicker for sure, luckily.
Those offloads are there, Stuart, but they're also moving the ball around, changing angles and making those defenders work.
Parcell, one of the big influence, very impressive in the first half. Now a chance for Lewis. Here is Kenny Down, back inside for Mikey Lewis. Briscoe is in there with the tackle, and Reynolds helping out as well. Half an opportunity for Hull KR. Schneider, they swing it right, and they're going to go wide again. And here's the chance, here's the chance, and there's the first try, and it's Jack Walker who goes in by the post. It had been coming, the set play, the set move, and Jack Walker flying up to the inside pass and flying over the try line. And Hull KR with the first try of this eliminator, and they hit the front for the first time.
First blood to the home side. Jack Walker in scoring that try has picked up a knock, but you just felt that Hull KR was starting to bend and looking to break that defensive line. And Pape goes up, Lachlan Lamb has a decision to make, and the space opens up for Jack Walker. Nice hands, nice width, crisp passes. And Bachelor, as he does so many times for his teammates, provides an opportunity. It's a beautiful offload. It could come at some cost for the home team.
Yeah, it's a Pape, isn't it? He has got misses in him, a Pape. We've seen that before. He's up there on the stats, so he's just switched off at a crucial time. Again, it's that middle area, isn't it? 33 minutes in, he's not had a rest yet. And he's overworking, so he's left the gap, and OKR do what they do best. They react very, very well to half breaks, bodies in front, and the offload, obviously, they're the best in the league at offload. So the stats are kind of painting the picture at the minute.
And again, all started by Matt Parcell, 2 or 3 plays before, wasn't it? When he was dashing from from dummy half. 14 runs from dummy half from Hull KR already in 33 minutes.
Well, Parcell at the minute, it's on 87 metres. He's the top meter maker in this game at present. So, like I said, combine that with dummy runs, dummy half runs.
Schneider after 2. And Hull KR go 8-2 in front.
Crisp hands, everybody trying to hit a line, trying to support the ball carrier. The space and opportunity is provided by James Batchelor, who puts it on a plate for the fullback, to the delight of the coach. He knows they have been working extra hard to try and get a foothold in this game. Doesn't always result in points, but on that occasion it does.
There he is, Jack Walker. 5th try of the season. I tend to forget, you know, with some of these young kids, he's still only 24 years of age, so, you know, injury permitting, a big future ahead of him on the other side of the city.
But let's put it, you know, give some credit to Hull KR. The midfield signings that they have made in Schneider and Jack Walker have really added to the side.
Tackle 2. Go, you're good, Ollie. You're good. 3rd, straight out, Rob. Come on, Edwin.
5 minutes to go to half-time. Hull Kingston Rovers leading by 8 points to 2. Oh, and the ball bouncing there off Schneider, but Rovers, you would think, deserving this lead. They've been building the pressure. We can go pit side now and talk to their assistant coach, David Hodgson. Is it all going to plan, David?
Yeah, it's been a good battle. It's a proper semi. Not semi, eliminator. Both teams are going hard at it. It was a great cycle, and we've come out on top, back end of that cycle. Just need to keep a little bit more discipline, turning the ball over in the right areas, and I think we'll be good.
One thing that's very noticeable is you're trying to speed the game up, and the number of offloads that you're making as well to try and cause consternation in the Leigh defence.
Yeah, some of the offloads are going to plan. There's been a couple where I think we can hold back a little bit and stick to our plan of turning the ball over in the right areas, staying disciplined on that. Will help us, but some of the offloads have been good and it's wearing Leigh down.
David, thank you.
No worries, thank you.
8-2, KR in front. Set restart to the Leopards. Just that they need to relieve the pressure. When you look at it, we've got less than 5 minutes to go to half-time. But in truth, Leigh have been nowhere near really pressurising the Hull KR line.
No, I think Hull KR have just played, like I said, more direct and quicker, and Leigh have had what? I think they've had 3 play the balls in the 20 of Hull KR, so sheer weight of territory and possession is in Hull KR's favour, and like I said, the stats correlate to the 8-2 lead at the minute.
Oh, good response, Matt, really good.
We need to see a bit more, certainly Adrian Lamwell with ball in hand, and there's the kick downfield, and Walker just watching it carefully, and you think about their lack of fizz in attack, and I guess it shows how much they are missing John Asiata.
And it shows you how much and how costly, maybe not costly, costly is not the right word, how much they've had to invest emotionally in the last couple of weeks. Sean Kenny-Dowell just trying not to give a penalty away, yeah, but the energy, you feel like the trajectory for Hull KR has gone up since the Challenge Cup final. They've come out of that not devastating defeat, but certainly a defeat that makes you reassess and look at things and be more determined. And then Hull KR, who've had a wonderful campaign in the Challenge Cup, are just trying to find that vim and vigour again.
It was a heartache though, wasn't it? Real heartbreaker, the joy and despair.
Of course it is, Stuart. Nobody likes losing a final, but sometimes it does mould and shape you and make you more determined.
Well, the chance now. Parcell, who's been outstanding. Panthers on the arrow, but what a time this would be to score. Kenny Dow now. Oh, runs across the line. Oh, what score! Ryan Hall with the try. Just before half-time. It's given. It's a try on the field by Jack Smith. The ultimate decision will be made by our video referee, Chris Kendall.
Okay, we've got a live call of try. We're going straight to the grounding, please. Ryan Hall in possession. Does the ball get to the ground? Okay, Mella's hand is underneath the ball. Got a live call of a try. Can we just run it through, please? Run it through, run it through, run it through. Can I get the first angle again, please? And just keep running it through. Got a live call of try, so I've got to get sufficient evidence to overturn. I lose sight of the ball there. Just keep running it through, please. Keep running it through. Keep running it through. Have we got any other angles on this, please? Yeah, that's not going to show me much. Okay, can we go back to the first angle, please? Okay, Ryan all in possession. Mella is under the ball. Keep running through. Okay, the ball could be down at this point. It could also be down at this point. I have insufficient evidence to overturn the live call. I'm happy with the angles I need. I've made my decision.
Well, here comes the call. It's a big call. The on-field decision is a try. The video referee has decided it's a try. It's a big moment in this eliminator in the playoffs. It's a big try for the big winger Ryan Hall. The bottom line is that Chris Kendall didn't see compelling evidence to overturn the on-field decision.
Well, it all comes about from the one-on-one steal from Matt Parcell, whose influence is growing in this game. You can see he sees the line, thinks he's got enough speed to get there, and from that play the ball, well, you only want one man in the frame, don't you? Ryan Hall, who hits, spins, with 3 or 4 defenders around him, gets that ball over the line, and in Jack Smith's opinion, was a try.
Right before half-time, 2 tries in 5 minutes for Hull KR. Is it going to be 3 out of 3 from Brad Schneider with the boot? So KR extend their lead to 14 points to 2. He's only 7 now behind the assistant coach here. The all-time legend, that is that man, Danny Maguire, and Ryan Hall will surely smash that record next season. But Paul Rowley, the honest truth is, it was a brilliant effort from Joe Mella to get his hand under the ball. And if Jack Smith, the referee, had ruled no try, then Chris Kendall would have had to go with that, surely.
Yeah, well, he's governed by the rules there, isn't he? So there's nothing he could do. I thought Joe Mella did a great job, and probably I didn't see him get it down personally. However, what I must say, Parcell is the best player on the pitch at the minute by a country mile.
Absolutely, absolutely. A good call by the video referee. Tough call it was, but it's a big call. It's 14-2 with a minute to half-time.
Stuart, I'm going to repeat what I said when the try was scored. Jack Smith is in front of it. He's a metre away. He says it's going up as a try. It's a try.
Absolutely.
Move to get away. Stay on the 10.
We'll get your cup of tea at half-time. Don't worry. Calm down, son.
Too much coffee for you, Barry lad.
Oh, that's a mistake, and Reynolds couldn't keep hold of it.
First one off Caitlin there.
So, first mistake, and it means that they've got 30 seconds, have they, here? Yeah, Lynette, who couldn't get hold of it. Reynolds couldn't snap it. So they're trying to stop the clock. They've got less than 30 seconds to try and find something from somewhere, because with ball in hand, you've got to be honest and say that Leigh have been very disappointing.
Yeah, they've not been far off those on a few occasions there, Stuart, and there's still nothing in this game. If Leigh could just jack a try here just before half-time, then I think what I've noticed about Leigh during the season is they're a very fit side, and they get stronger as the game goes on.
Well, they're going to attack that left side again, and O'Brien finds Charlie. Charlie charges through, head up, neck back. Last 10 seconds could well be the last play of this first half. Mella it is. They're going to have to do something here. Hughes has just got all wrapped up, and they made a real mess of that. If you're being honest, that final play really sums up the first half for the Leigh Leopards, but 2 tries in the space of 5 minutes. Hull KR dominant for the most part. Charlie has saved a couple at the other end for the Leigh Leopards, but they are trailing. Half-time, Hull KR lead, 14 points to 2.
Stuart, Barry, Paul, thank you very much. School Group, Craven Park, well, they are delighted here. It is the elimination stage of the Betfred Super League playoffs. Loser tonight, tomorrow on Sky Sports Arena. Currently, we're on the east side of the city of Hull at the School Group, Craven Park, where the home side have that 12-point advantage over Adrian Lamb's Leigh Leopards. They meet for the 5th time this season. Of course, most famously this year at Wembley, where Leigh Leopards were victorious, lifting the Challenge Cup trophy. If either of these sides are to progress on to Old Trafford, they must make next week's semi-finals. And led out by Sean Kelly Dowell, it looks like being Hull KR. Phil Clark, you have given Leigh Leopards a chance in this second half.
They can't allow Hull KR to score any of the next points. It's got to be stronger defence and then hope for some magic for somebody like Josh Chandler.
I said, Brian, okay, I'm going to be hungrier tonight. They've got more for me to lose because they've not earned anything. Leigh Leopards can finish the season tonight having done the remarkable, won a trophy, finished in top 6, 5 in the dream team. OKR have got to take something away from this season, and it goes beyond this game for them.
KR to hold on for Jamie Jones-Buchanan, for Phil Clark. The next score is all important. Let's get back to Paul Rowley, to Barry McDermott, and to Stuart Pike for the second half.
Brian, in 1996 at the start of Super League, both Hull KR and Leigh were playing in the 3rd tier of British Rugby League. Hull KR won the league that year, Leigh finished 7th, and they were playing the likes of Carlisle, the Prescott Panthers and Bramley. How times have changed. Here Hull KR are 40 minutes away from the 2023 Betfred Super League semi-final, and the Leigh Leopards have it all to do.
Oh! And right from the kick-off, the man who's been under pressure with some of those kicks, not off the tee, just misjudges that. Hits his face, I think.
We've seen it with Gaz O'Brien before. When he makes 1 error, he follows by 2 and 3. So he's a real confidence player, Gaz, and that's a nervy start for him.
Yeah, he's made 1 or 2 errors in this game, and of course he had the ball stolen by Matt Parcell, leading to a Rovers try and scoring 2 in the closing minutes of the first half. If they get another one here, you would feel it's a long, long way back for Leigh. Minchella, here is Matty Staunton, 5 yards away from the Leigh line. What a perfect start to the second half this would be. Schneider does well, little shimmy brought down in the end by Mulhern. Here's Parcell, certainly the player of the match in that first 40 minutes, Matt Parcell. The grand final winner himself back in 2017. He'd love to go back there with KR on the last one. Chance for Blackley! How easy was that? Where was the Leigh Leopards defence? That really was as simple as you like. And big Sam Blackley with the try, which will make all the difference. Gareth O'Brien with the error. They got it back. And Sam Luckley, what a time to score a try, and KR now in total control.
What a start from the home side, from the kick-off. Gareth O'Brien misjudges the kick, makes the mistake, hands possession and field position, and some deception. I think a misread from the Leopards. It's Jack Hughes who buys the dummy that Kane Lynette sells. And to score a try while you're kicking off, it's like winning a point on your opponent's serve in tennis. And the psychological advantage goes to that home side.
Yeah, it's a really poor start, isn't it? It's Jack Hughes, like you say, who's bitten on that lead, and it's Reynolds who's got up really high for the backman, and then they just disguise Sam Luckley. It's not something you probably you'd describe Sam Luckley as having a hit and run too often. But fair play to him, he's come on a shoulder ball, and just sneaked in there. It's a great try from Ulkia, well worked and well rehearsed.
Well, what an end to the first half, what a start to the second half. It was 2 apiece until 6 minutes before half-time. And this time Schneider is wide with the kick. But for Sam Luckley, his first Super League try, the only try he scored before that was in the cup against Batley.
Yeah, they've definitely planned that move. It's been rehearsed. They've seen this before. A little bit sloppy in and around that ruck. Surely they've got the words of Adrian Lamb in their ears about the ruck control and dealing with the ruck a lot better after Parcell demolition in the first half. But it's a terrible start for Leigh.
I can't believe how easy that was.
It's well worked. Let's go on the positive. It's well worked. Great attack from Ulkia.
It's good deception that you have to be good to try and negate the attention of Jack Hughes. And let's be honest, that forward pack for the Leigh Leopards has been a real asset and strength for them. You've hardly mentioned them. We've hardly seen anything from them to get into this game.
18-2. It's a long way back now for the Leigh Leopards, Tony Club, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, ruck controls non-existent at the minute. It's terrible at the minute. So we need to figure it out fast because Parcell's running all over us at the minute. So we need to just get tighter around our A and Bs. And markers are too tight and just, yeah, what can go wrong is going wrong at the moment. So
I think disappointing as well, Tony, is with ball in hand.
yeah, definitely. You know, all year we've thrown the ball around, and then the last few weeks we've just been a bit off. But I think that's to do with Hull KR. I think the way they're playing, they're running through the ruck, and our middles are gassed at the moment. So because they've been on the back foot for 40 minutes, so we just need to smarten up around there. Hopefully, get our fair share of ball this half, and throw the ball about.
Tony, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Tony Clubb, the Leigh assistant coach, but he's just making the point. Anyone would think Paul Rowley was a coach. It's the point that Paul Rowley made before the game about going through the middle. That's exactly what KR have done.
Yeah, made a point that you've got to cut down your errors, and then you introduce fatigue into the sides, and Ulkia have done that.
Hang on a second, here is Charlie. Chance here down the left-hand side for Josh Charlie. Left tackle. Can they get some points on the board here? You would feel they have to. O'Donnell it was at dummy half, and here is Mellor now. They go to the right-hand side. O'Brien, but there's nowhere for Gareth O'Brien to go. That was some hit, wasn't it, by Mikey Lewis?
That's terrific work, isn't it? Working hard from the inside. While Leigh Leopards had made the first line break over on the left side, they look on the right, and the fullback, Gareth O'Brien, is well and truly dealt with. Well, he's got a swagger, hasn't he? He's got a cheek, maybe bordering on arrogant, Mikey Lewis, but when it's going in the right direction, to the delight of the home fans, he is one of their own.
Yeah, he is, and they're singing it out at the moment, aren't they? But yeah, he's a fantastic competitor.
Kenny Dowell breaks again. Again, if you are late joining us before the game, Paul Rowley, our special guest summariser in commentary tonight, the Salford Red Devils coach, made the point that where KR are really strong is A, playing off the cuff, and where Leigh have been poor this season is defending down the middle, and that's exactly what's happened. There's another example, luckily with the offload for Lewis, and they're running all over the Leigh Leopards at the moment. They're running through them. Schneider now looks for a way through. Desperate defending by Lachlan Lamb. Last tackle. It was 2-2 until about 6 minutes before half-time. A teasing kick there, and again well taken by Josh Charlie, but look where Leigh is starting their set.
Relief from Charlie, but what a game Sam Luckley's having. He's scored a try, he's made a line break. He's having the game of his life. You can see him just getting the defensive line now, but that brings that forward momentum, the ruck speed that Tony Clubb talked about, brings Matt Parcell into the game. We've already mentioned the amount of dummy half runs that they've made. Well, he's made 9 of them, Matt Parcell.
And nowhere for Ed Chamberlain to go, just inside the KR half. But yes, 17 runs from dummy half, Barry, and that's been the difference. Part of the big difference is Gildart is brought down well by Schneider. Last tackle, but they're only midway inside the LKR half. Lachlan Lamb trying to fashion something. O'Donnell for Mellor. Mellor puts a little kick through, but who's there to pick up the ball? Johnny on the spot. Matt Parcell.
Yeah, I just think OKR are competing hard. I think from the first set Leigh had, and Amoni ran at Parcell, looked really strong. We thought we're on here. And then since then they've been lateral, they've not gone forward. The strength of carry is not what it usually is because it's such a tough team. In contrast, OKR are breaking tackles for fun. And when you've got Parcell who's ran for 139 metres and 16 times at a dummy half, then the answers are there. Your ruck control, your ability and appetite to defend is not what it should be.
8 minutes gone in the second half, 18 points to 2. It looks at this stage as if Hull KR will be 80 minutes away from the grand final. That's a knock-on, so a mistake there from King at the start of the second half, and that's for Leigh. For the Leigh Leopards.
Scrappy from Hull KR. The pass was slightly behind the scrum half, Brad Schneider, and then he scooped it onto the front rower, who would probably want to do better than that. Handling errors, 5 apiece during this game. So although there's been plenty of mistakes, we haven't noticed them within the flow of the 50 minutes we've had. We are approaching the period of a game that Hull KR are at their best. Between 50 and 60 minutes, they lead the league in how potent they are in try scoring. So the lads and Paul Rowley have talked about how Leigh strongly finish a game, score points because of the fitness and conditioning. Well, this is the period for Hull KR.
Yeah, now or never. Lamb it is. O'Donnell does well, and we've seen that move work so many times with Kai O'Donnell charging onto the Lachlan Lamb pass. Here's Reynolds on the right-hand side, and Chamberlain now for Briscoe, but he's met there by Ryan Hall. Kay Lynette helping as well. 18-2, 10 minutes gone, second half. Leigh have to score next. They simply have to. Mellor, it's a good offload, but Reynolds is well watched. Last tackle, 10 yards away from the KR line. Can they finally find something? A parpay it is. Is the space on this side? On the bounce from Charnley, kicks it forward. Was it played out? It was, says the referee, Jack Smith. A fortuitous set, but they get another set. Here is Charnley. High tackle. High tackle by Opicic. Just building a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, unlike the first half where they took the 2 points, they're going to keep holding the ball, keep piling the pressure, and keep making Hull KR defend.
I don't think he'll be going for 2 points here, will he? So, I don't think it's actually a bad penalty to give away for Hull KR. It slowed the game down, took the tempo out of it, give them a chance to reset and freshen up for this real test now on the defensive line.
That's coach speak, isn't it? It's a good penalty to give away. But this is a good chance for Leigh, as close really as they've been in the entire game. They're trailing 80 points to 2, and there's half an hour left of their season, unless they can find something. Mellor at dummy half. Did he lose possession? No interference at the play the ball. Lynette was in there, Parcell was in there. Another set. Ollie Holmes charges towards the line.
Tackle 1. Hold your line, step back, Ollie.
Got to score. They really do.
Short, tackle 2.
2 tackles gone. And with that, a try from Mellor, straight from dummy half. Have they got the score? The referee is going to take another look here.
We've got a try.
A try is given by Jack Smith on the field. And it's going to be another verdict from our video ref, Chris Kendall. But are Leigh back in it?
Okay, it's tackle 2. We're checking for a possible obstruction boring through the play of the ball. Can we run it back, please? I need to judge if the defence is materially disadvantaged by what a Pape does. So can we run it back, please? Can we go to the play of the ball? Just run it. Okay, yeah, go from this. If we go nice and slow, please. So does Mella bore through the play of the ball? King is trying to get to Mella. Mella then makes contact with the Pape. And in my view, the defence is materially disadvantaged by that action. I'm happy I've viewed the angles I need. I've made my decision.
And here comes the decision from Chris Campbell. Was Edwin Apape obstructing the defence? Or is it a try for Joe Mella? It is no try. It was obstruction from Edwin Apape. No real reaction from Adrian Lamb. I think that Adrian Lamb kind of knew, Barry.
I think we all knew when we saw it live. That's where the video ref is at its best. Let's have a look at the chaos, work out. And after all, we're all watching the ball. Sometimes you can get distracted, you don't know what's happening with defenders, but once with clarity you're able to watch it, you can see Edwin Apape clearly take out George King.
Yeah, it was the right call. It was a good call by the video referee, and more than anything, he was actually explaining it to the viewers as to why he's disallowed it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an obstruction. He's impeded the defender. It's a simple one for me. But what I would say is, if you're going to take a positive out of it for Leigh, they've got a lot more direct in that set. First, Apape hitting that strong lead ball, unfortunate, and then Mella, although it was good from dummy half, strong around the ruck. I think they really need to keep OKR's middle accountable instead of going lateral, side to side.
Chance gone, 18 points to 2. Hull KR are closing in. But here we go. This is... Well, look at that.
Well, that's the point we're making. This period between 50 and 60 minutes, that is 16 tries, which leads the league, but closely followed by the Leigh Leopards. So a very important part of the game coming up.
And Minchella just taking the tackle to make sure he didn't give away a penalty for obstruction. And Schneider goes deep downfield, and that's an important take for Gareth O'Brien, who has not had his best game tonight. It's been a difficult night for the Leigh fullback. Of course, it was on this ground, wasn't it, that Gareth O'Brien relegated
Stuart.
Hull KR.
Sometimes we can get wrapped up in the volume of things. Sometimes it's the enormity of things. And Gareth O'Brien, of course, the big drop goal, 2016.
£1 million game.
£1 million game.
Salford beat Hull KR.
Hull KR. Just remember a shattered James Webster on the sideline.
We can remember, or who can forget, their former owner, Marwan Kukash, dancing around on the field. Chip downfield, but it was a chip to nowhere, and well read by Jack Walker. Reynolds and Chamberlain in there. I think Reynolds is going to be penalised. Penalty will go to Hull KR. Be honest here, Paul, 55 minutes coming up on the clock. Is there any way back for Leigh?
Well, yeah, it's not an insurmountable task at all, but well, I think I agree with everybody that's said. I think Leigh certainly need to score next. This is a really important period because, as Barry's just pointed out, OKR predominantly are good in this time period, so they've got to keep them out here and not give them penalty away. Stay on task, really. There's such a long time left in this game. There's no need to panic. There's no need to go off script. I think they just need to execute better and play a lot more direct than what they have been doing.
And Paul, you'll know a lot of those Leigh players inside out. Who's the player that you would be looking for if you were coaching the side?
To lead the front, well, definitely got to get Amoni back on there and play more direct, haven't they? Pape, Mulhern, there's the cornerstone, isn't it, right there? That front row, that starting front row to just get the goal forward, get back on Parcell, make him work harder so he doesn't take all them metres out here when he's got the ball in hand.
Mikey Lewis. Akabuai with the tackle, along with Ollie Holmes. 15 minutes gone in the second half. Effectively, it's that period, 8 minutes either side of half-time, when Hull KR scored 3 tries, which is deciding the destiny of this elimination playoff.
But it is through phases like we're seeing now, where they're softening their opponents up, and they'll capitalise when they get the points, but it's all about the work that they do, the lead up to it.
Square up! Hold here, Ben. Goal tackle 5.
Lewis plays, goes back to Schneider.
George, Mikey!
That's Schneider. Puts pressure on Gareth O'Brien. Schneider, of course, is joining the NRL champion Penrith Panthers in 2024. And on Sunday, live and exclusive on Sky Sports, 9:30 kickoff for this year's NRL Grand Final. There you have it, Penrith against Brisbane. On the air at 8:30, kickoff at 9:30. Charlie down this left-hand side. Batchelor gets back to make the tackle, but a bit more expansive, a bit more like it from the Leigh Leopards. Here is Mella going down the middle, but they're giving it a go now. They've got to give it a go. Lamb with the pass, and Charlie will go over in the corner. And Josh Charlie, it had to be with his 30th try of the season. And maybe, just maybe, there is a glimmer for Leigh. Charlie scores. They're back in it. There's still 23 minutes to go. And it's 18 points to 6.
Well, Josh Charlie makes the initial break over on this left edge. Keeps his composure, rides the tackles, and the Leigh Leopards had to wait 56 minutes for their first ever playoff try, and Josh Charlie gets it, holds it with good delivery from the centre, Oliver Gildart. That will give them some confidence. Well, this game isn't over, is it? 230 career tries, all-time top scorers. Look who is in front of Paul Wellens and Keith Senior, some tremendous players.
You would think that Ryan Hall and Josh Charlie would both go past Danny Maguire's record, Super League try-scoring record of 247 next year. But this is an important kick from Ben Reynolds to get it back to within 10 points. And still plenty of time on the clock. And he was out a long way before, a long time before all the other league players in the warm-up, practicing these kicks off the touchline. Will practice make perfect for Leigh and for Ben Reynolds. And swings it past the right-hand post, so no joy there for Reynolds, and it remains 18-6. Charlie try, but it is game on again.
Absolutely, we've seen the OKR blueprint. Here's the Leigh blueprint. The lead, as we spoke about, on Schneider. They get the space on the outside, and then fair play to Leigh. I thought their execution to finish off, the composure, in particular from Gildart, to put Charlie in the corner was fantastic. But it's that lead on Schneider we spoke about pre-show, and they got the joy there. That was the blueprint right there. So territory, possession, blueprint, stick on task. This game's absolutely not over.
Well, that will give them a big boost, won't it? And of course, tomorrow we're live at the TW Stadium for Saints and Warrington. Sunday, it is the Women's Grand Final from 5:20, and then the big game between Penrith and Brisbane, and they're trying Leigh once again to expose KR on this left-hand side.
Again,
this is where they're dangerous.
Again on Schneider, they've gone right back to it, Paul.
Absolutely, stay on task. Don't go away from something, don't get bored of doing the little things well. Now they're getting a front foot. Now it looks like Leigh are playing at a different level. They're going quicker than OKR. Hey, fatigue makes counts of us all, as they're saying, so it's good moments for Leigh. And they finished stronger, you just pointed out, Barry, so game on.
Yeah, all roads leading to Old Trafford in the Grand Final on the 14th of October. Another penalty here for Leigh, and they are building that pressure.
Well, there you go, there's an infringement in the play of the ball. They're desperate to try and wrestle that ruck control back. Too long for Elliot Minchella on that occasion.
McAvoy it is with the first run. Can they go back-to-back here, Leigh, and really open up this elimination playoff? Reynolds and O'Brien, and the offload. Was it forward? Was it a knock-on? I think it was.
Goes into the whole KR player. I'm not sure who it is. I don't know whether it's Gareth O'Brien who's trying to scoop the ball on. It's Oliver Gildart who's trying to scoop the ball on under pressure, making them make those decisions. He pulls the trigger and goes up forward, Lewis Senior. You can see him backpedal, then he decides he's got to go, and an attempt to catch and pass. Oliver Gildart spills it.
Absolutely. If Senior sits there like we've seen previously, then that's a try. But he's learned his lesson. He's jammed and he's forced an error. It's great D.
But they're having a go. They're having a real dig now, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, they just need to keep repeating, getting in the right areas of the field, but defending. And don't forget, they've got the front row to bring on yet. The two talisman, the two forwards. So there's more in this Leigh side. They finished strong. We all know that. They'll get more opportunities. They just need to be steadfast in the defence.
And Hull KR at this point, Hull have brought on Jordan Abdul, a creator, a kicker of some repute. If you think that Gaz O'Brien has had a difficult night so far, wait for one of these wellies.
What a player, what a talent to be able to bring on with 20 minutes to go.
4. Hands away, Joe!
An hour gone. The clock is ticking on the Leigh Leopards season. They've won the Challenge Cup, and how far are they going to go in the Super League playoffs? Their first playoff match in their history. Lewis just manages to stay in play. Last tackle, 10 yards inside the Leigh half, and Schneider again will tease Gareth O'Brien, and solid as a rock this time, the Leigh fullback. But you can see what they're going to do. Paul Rowley and Barry McDermott have called it. They're going to threaten this KR right edge defence.
Yeah, but I'm with Gaz though, with Baz just on the kick there. Jordan Abdul stood outside of Schneider. I think Gaz O'Brien's thinking, thank God for that. You do not want to be catching his bombs. I'm not sure why he didn't step up there. A good field position too.
Yeah, just wait till you see Abdul go high. You've never seen him before.
Paul Luke Hooley's still having nightmares at Leeds.
Here's Lockie Lamb, and they go again on this left-hand side, having a bit of joy as Gildart eventually brought down by Opicic with a bit of help from Senior. Last one, Lamb it is, and now Mellor. They're going to switch to the right-hand side. A Pape involved. Good hands this. Little kick through. Chases on. Walker misses it. And the ball, will it go dead? Is it a dropout? Was there a touch on it?
20. Just check if Jack Walker touches the ball before it goes out.
Jack Smith is going to get Chris Kendall, the video referee, just to see what happened on that last play. What do you reckon?
Does Jack Walker get anything on that? Well, I'll tell you what he does do. He takes out Ed Chamberlain, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if he does get a finger on it, or if the referee deems it as an obstruction.
He's nowhere near the ball. He's just going to shoulder charge. No, he's not touched it there.
It's going to be a 20-metre restart. 0
well, it is. We're not checking for the check.
0.
Yeah. It's a tap restart on the 20, and it's a 7 tackle set.
Goal, 0.
17 minutes to go. 17 minutes between Hull KR and a playoff semi-final. 17 minutes for the Leigh Leopards to save their season. Here is Minchella.
You can just feel, can't you? He's getting ready to get that big, brilliant cannon foot he's got. Jordan Abdul is ready.
Now, was there a late hit? There may well have been a late hit there. That's what the penalty has been given for. Let's have another look at this.
Jez Litton jumps out from dummy half. Yeah, and he's clearly taken out Edwin Pape and Mikey Lewis.
And his ribs as well.
Is that a good penalty or a bad penalty?
That's a bad penalty. That's a bad penalty. If you're Mikey Lewis, it's a bad penalty anyway. You don't want that in your ribs, do you? He'll be all right. He's struggling looking at his face there. He's obviously unprotected.
Hey, clearly winded. I think he's going to be okay. Let's have a listen to what Jack Smith says to him.
Yes, you're already set to make the tackle. It's the second one from you. I know they're both borderline, but they're both penalties in isolation. Be really careful when the ball's gone as to what you do.
Well, there you go.
He's set.
He's given fair warning, hasn't he, to anybody that wants to just take a ball player out. I think he's committed to the tackle. He's just a fraction late, but we've seen them result in a yellow, haven't we?
Good refereeing, I think, Paul.
Yeah, I think so. I think the penalties aren't it, but if he's up in front of the disciplinary, then they would say he's got a responsibility to moderate as he approaches. So there's two lines of thought there, trains of thought, but I think Jack Smith's done a good job there.
Come on, let's think about it.
But they have been told to crack down, haven't they, on those late hits, and they have cracked down for the last year or two. First time that we've seen Hull KR in an attacking position really for 20 minutes or so since they scored the try at the start of the second half. Jeff Litton is on to marshal his troops from dummy half, and Abdul with a little flick into the path of Minchella. Leigh have got to keep them out, simple as that. Abdul and Schneider with a dummy, and the ball picked up on the bounce by Ryan Hall. Two of the grand old men of rugby league, Ryan Hall and Josh Charnley, try scorers tonight, but it's Ryan Hall's Rovers who are closing in on the playoff semi-final. Last one, right in front of the post. Litton flies to the left, and there's the offload from Lewis. Gets it back from Kane Limett. Show and go, and it comes off the boot there of Chamberlain. Was it played at?
It's not played at in the referee's opinion. And we know that playoff games are tight. That scoreboard, 18-6 in favour. Were they thinking of a drop goal at one point? No, just handing the ball over, making Leigh Leopards work hard to get further upfield. I've not got an obsession with odd numbers, but I don't mind them on the scoreboard.
Move! Stay on the line here, wait!
What's interesting is taking Parcell off, who's the best player on the field, so they've obviously got Abdul and Litton both on the bench. It's almost like an embarrassment of riches, and trying to squeeze them in, they've had to take Parcell off, and I don't know, they don't seem as dangerous and incisive at dummy half since he's left the field.
He's been going on at loose forward though, Jordan Abdul.
But it's still small men and ball players, isn't it, on the bench? So there's two of them there. And that's not a...
So what you're saying is you choose one or the other, is that what you're saying?
I think so. I guess the situation determines.
Knock on by a Pape.
Big tackle, isn't it? The big red machine puts one on. Edwin and Pape, and everybody comes in. It's a fair shot. It's a low tackle. And Edwin and Pape, when he hits, mark my words. But he collects one on that occasion. The big red machine, his eyes light up because Edwin Pape knows he's there. He's got to catch the ball, knowing he's going to get a clout, and he braces himself instead of catching the pigskin.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in the tackle at all. I think it's all nice and fair. I think the argument comes from Minchella just having a bit of verbals there. You can see in his facial expressions he's getting really carried away, isn't he?
It was one heck of a tackle. Wow.
Big hit dream of Stuart. He's looking at the ball, he's not looking at you. Yeah. Or is he if he is looking at you, he's not looking at the ball.
Stay on your mark, Ryan!
Limett will be here again. Kane Limett, grand final winner in the NRL with North Queensland. Can he do the same? 34 years of age, but loved every minute of his time here. Litton at dummy half. Schneider just drops the ball off for James Batchelor. Of course, his brother Joe in action Saturday lunchtime, live on Sky Sports for St Helens against Warrington, on the air at 12:15 for Saints against Warrington, live on Sky Sports Saturday, Sky Sports Arena. Kick-off was at 1:45. Sean O'Loughlin, the former Wigan great, now of course on the Wigan coaching staff, will be our special guest.
Backwards, five. Yeah, Walker's the kicker.
Walker.
Clean, play on.
We did well then, Charnley.
Yeah, it was he.
Boy, it was a kick at pace, down near his ankles.
Forward, Josh. Go on.
18-6, 12 minutes to go. The grand final, 14th of October. If you want any more information on that,
hold your tango.
that's how you get it. Super League website, Super League
Got some tough games coming up, haven't we? And you mentioned the Aussie Grand Final. One of our own Leigh Breers on the coaching staff at Brisbane, and Herbie Hyde, of course. Herbie Farmworth. Showing me age there, Herbie Hyde. Too many H's.
Last tackle. Move Sam, run! Jordan here. Tackle 5, go.
Time ticking away, it seems, for the Leigh Leopards. Apapu trying to get his side going.
Davis middle, Matt Davis!
And Brian goes high to his opposite number. He's had a good game, hasn't he, Jack Walker?
His positioning is always spot on. One of those players that works hard to get to the right spot. That's the reason he looks sometimes like the ball is magnetised towards him in his positional sense. But always shows good urgency to get where he needs to be.
Jack, go to.
Well, Hockey's last playoff appearance in 2021, they got to the semi-final, you may remember. They gave it a real go in Perpignan, but eventually losing to the Catalan Dragons. Hockey are 10 minutes or so away from another playoff semi-final. Lytton with the run from dummy half on this occasion. Schneider will go high again towards Briscoe, who takes it well under pressure. Good kick though, good thinking, because Paul Rowley, look where Leigh are as the clock continues to tick and they're trailing 18-6.
Yeah, the clock's against them now, isn't it? So they've got to play direct. There's a bit to go at now with Lytton, Abdul, all defending in that middle, Minchella. So they need to play direct, not chase the edge, which I think they've been guilty of this last 5 minutes. Build some foundation first, but I've got to say, the game management of Ulkia in this last 5 to 10 minute period has been very, very good. The kicking game's been good, and they're willing to put their bodies on the line defensively. So they're seeing this game out as it stands.
Have Ulkia been that good, or have Leigh been that poor?
I think Ulkia have been good, and we said, didn't we, the emotional drain and the journey that the Leigh Leopards, it was natural that they might have a dip. It's just at what period of the game that dip was coming and how long it would last. But I think Ulkia, and we'll work out all the permutations if and when it happens, but I think Ulkia are in a good place.
I agree, Barry. But if this is the end of the line for Leigh, what a season it's been back in Super League. Everyone was predicting that they would struggle to survive. They were ticked for relegation along with Wakefield down at the bottom. They only gave up 4th spot on the last week of the season. They won the Challenge Cup for the first time in over 50 years. It's been a heck of a year, but it looks like it could be coming to an end as Hull KR drive relentlessly forward. John Asiata, you saw there, their inspirational captain sat next to Adrian Lamb, has been a big miss for them tonight with his hamstring injury. Senior brought down, last one. Opicic at dummy half. And the ball inside to Batchelor, was trying to offload there to Lewis. But again, they're a yard or two away from the line. Willie Peters won't be too disappointed. 8 minutes, and they're still trailing by 12 points, Leigh.
A very sensible decision from James Batchelor, but I wonder if he heard a shout, if that shout was loud enough, he might have blindly offloaded that to a support player. They don't need to win the game again. It was a sensible decision, but that could have been the try that finalised the result and the game.
Tom Amone back on the field. Of course, he appealed against a one-match ban to keep his ever-present record up. Amone, by the way, is hoping to be playing for Tonga against England in the autumn Test Series. I think that was played up by Luckily. No way, says the Scottish international, but the decision has been made and Leigh will get the ball back.
Yeah, well, is this the look that they need to just get them into field position and get that try that makes a really exciting finish to this game? But just earlier, he was on about as Ulkia being good. I think Ulkia have been absolutely great all season and today. I think you've got to remember a couple of other bodies in that Leigh team in Latelli and Hardacre. A huge misses to Leigh, so they're probably about 70% of the potential at Leigh. So they're doing an admirable effort, and they're still in it.
Held! Release Mikey!
And I will say this, Stuart, not only have they delivered on the field, off the field they've raised that bar. So many times have we turned up to the Leigh Sports Village, and it has reminded me of Odsal in the heyday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, go to.
It's been a heck of a year. It's been a heck of a season. It's been a heck of a ride, but it's going to end, you think, tonight for Adrian Lamb and his captain, John Asiata. But they will strengthen. They will bring in quite a few more players, and of course there was speculation before the game that they may make a shot move for Salford halfback Brodie Croft. Well, it's stolen by Hall. It's stolen by Hall. Has Hall got the legs? Has he got the pace? It's chased by his former teammate Tom Briscoe. And he's brought down 20 yards out. Not quite got the legs there. Ryan Hall. But Mikey Lewis has, and then it's a high tackle, then it's a penalty. Surely they'll go for two.
Absolutely, absolutely easiest decision of the day. Ryan Hall versus Tom Briscoe. And here's the footwork and the high tackle. I think Briscoe and Lamb clipped Mikey Lewis. But what about this? Ryan Hall ends up with the ball. And those two old stagers would have done this 1,000 times in training. And if Tom Briscoe doesn't get anything tonight, he's going home with that.
Yeah, former teammates, Ryan Hall, who was 36 in November. Maybe his legs showing a little bit of heaviness there coming towards the end of the game. He's won 6 grand finals for Leeds. Boy, he'd love to win one for Hull KR.
What a competitor, what a player. Both of those players, incidentally, Lamb's Todd winners in their time, 2014, 2015, whilst wearing the blue and amber of Leeds Rhinos, but committed to the respective sides.
Brad Schneider. Should make the game safe as if it wasn't already with just 4 minutes to go. Hull KR put 50 points past Wakefield last week. Leigh were defeated by Wigan, and on points difference by just 14 solitary points. That victory, that 10-try win at Wakefield, earned KR this home tie, and home advantage has proved crucial. And Schneider adds the extras at 20 points to 6, and Hull Kingston Rovers are going to the Super League playoff semi-final.
Yeah, I think so. Just want to pay a little bit of credit there to Hall again, and Sean Kennedy, people like that, to make the read that he just made and shut down the threat. What would have been a pivotal part of the game for Leigh to get back into it. There's not only a great read defensively, but that presence of mind and stature and strength to actually steal the ball. I don't think you can underestimate what a huge play that was from Ryan Hall. And players like that with all that experience under the belt, again like Sean Kennedy, they read plays from afar and they come up with big moments, and that was a huge moment in the game.
Well, they're going to come up with the ball from the restart, but that looks like a knock-on from Jack Hughes, and that was it. That's the game, that's the night, that's the end of the season for Adrian Lamb and for Leigh. They've given it a good go, but they just simply haven't been good enough on the night against Hull KR. Paul, while we've got you, I've got to ask you, the speculation that, you know what the rugby league rumour mill is like whirling around, the speculation that Leigh are wanting to make a move for your halfback Brodie Croft.
Well, Baz has just stepped back in case I went for you, yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, it's a good job I don't read anything, so it's only you telling me that, so anyway, there's a game on here. Next, move on.
That was a Jeffrey Boycott-esque straight back.
Sometimes silence is deafening, isn't it?
But that story, I'm sure, will develop over the next few days. The story, as Paul quite rightly mentions tonight, is Hull KR going to within 80 minutes of a first ever grand final. And what a job Willie Peters has done. I think possibly harsh that he wasn't on the Coach of the Year awards list. Here is Sam Luckley scoring that crucial try for KR right at the start of the second half, which really put the game beyond Leigh. Abdul. 2.5 minutes to go. And a big win, another famous win for KR. And And there's a sensible kick from Schneider, eating up a few seconds, bombing it into touch, and the clock is ticking.
And mentally, not the players on the field, they'll be thinking about finishing this game off properly, but Willie Peters, Danny Maguire will be thinking, are we going to Catalan or are we going to Wigan? If Warrington win, they're going to Catalan. If St Helens win, they're going to Wigan. I think they'll go into both of those games confidently.
Well, in 2021, they went to Catalan in the semi-finals and lost. And of course, Catalan losing to Saints in the final. Saints against Warrington. 12:15, Saturday lunchtime, Sky Sports Arena. The ball goes backwards. The Hull KR fans are celebrating. Robbie Mulhern, so he played over 100 games here. But he's had his best ever season.
We talk about atmosphere. We talk about atmosphere, Stu. We've got to pay credit to Craven Park. Craven Street to our right really builds the game up, and that stand in front of us as we look at it, glorious. Not a space to be had. Fantastic work.
Lachlan Lamb. Reynolds. Word is that Ben Reynolds is heading towards Featherstone in 2024. I wonder if Featherstone will be in Super League. That's all ahead of us, of course, over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Lamb once more. Is there a consolation as O'Brien dabs the ball forward? Kicked on by Charnley, and he gave it his best shot, did Josh Charnley. The ball goes dead behind the post. KR will get it back through Walker on their own 20. There are less than 30 seconds to go between Hull KR and the Super League semi-finals. Willie Peters got it absolutely spot on with his planning, with his tactics, and 2 tries in the last 6 minutes before half-time, making all the difference. Sam Luckley with another try just after half-time, and that really did it. Mikey Lewis picks up the ball, boots it out of play. Anywhere will do. It's joy for Hull KR. It's despair for the Leigh Leopards. Their season is over. A season where they surprised so many, a season where they've won the Challenge Cup. Adrian Lamb can still be mighty proud. They'll come back for more, I'm sure, in 2024. But for Hull KR, in their first home playoff game since 2009, they have done it. And Hull KR are into the semi-finals.